Hello everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jacqueline, and in today's video I will be giving you a follow-up from my first impressions on the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Foundation. But before we get started, and if you're new here, please consider to subscribe to my channel and ring that little notification bell so you get to know whenever I upload new videos. And now, if you want to know my true experience with this new Charlotte Tilbury foundation, just keep on watching. Okay friends, I'm coming here to you kind of like to give you a follow-up regarding the brand new Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. I reviewed this foundation I think a couple weeks ago. I honestly do not remember, and I actually, the way that I review it is because I received with a purchase a little of sample card, and I was able to wear the foundation, make a full-on wear test throughout the day, and just give you check-ins and whatnot. So I will be putting it up on the cards right here, my review. And in fact, I'm very excited because on that video right there, Charlotte Tilbury actually made a comment, and I'm gonna put it up here, the picture, and it got me really excited. Not only because of that, there's two things that got me super excited. That day it was Charlotte Tilbury's comment on my video, but the thing that fulfilled me the most was that I hit my 1K, my first 1K. So I hit that mark right there, my first goal. I have 1K subscribers, and I cannot be more grateful to you, to everybody, for the support, for being here, for the confidence, for clicking that subscribe button, for all of those people that has click on the post notification bell and they watch me, for all the comments, that support, for those that had come to my Instagram to give me a support right there too. I'm very grateful, and I really look forward to keep growing my channel. So anyhow, I don't want to stand too long right here, but I just want to say thank you so much for that. And because of that, I think it's all fair, like I mentioned during that video where I made a review of the foundation, that I was gonna actually purchase the foundation, and I did. And it came, I purchased it the day that it released, and I think did I send that overnighted? No, it was 2-day shipping. I think that's what I had. And anyhow, I received it, but there has been so many other foundations coming to the market that I decided to give my follow-up review now, a little bit later on, just so that I had more time to review other foundations. So anyhow, without going into too much, I decided to go with a shade 7.5 neutral. So I got the card, and in my review I used the shade 4 and 5.5 mixed together because that's what I had. And then when the day arrived that I was to buy the foundation, I said, you know what, let me open the 7.5 and see how it looks on my skin. So I did a swatch right here of the 4, the 5.5 and the 7.5 because I had more than one card of those. I'm guilty. I do purchase a lot from Charlotte Tilbury, okay? So that's aside to that. Oh, and by the way, my channel is, as you can tell, super tiny, growing with super tiny. So this video right here is not sponsored by any means with Charlotte Tilbury. So just to let you know, it is my true and honest opinion. Anyhow, I went ahead and purchased the 7.5 neutral. So here we are, and today the way that I'm gonna apply it, it's gonna be the way that I like to apply my foundations. I think I did, my comparisons. I did one side with no primer, and then I did the other side with the Hollywood filter, and then with a little bit of a pore minimizer primer on this side. So I think that review right there, it gives you like a very honest and truth opinion of that foundation and first impressions, using no primer and then using a combination of the Hollywood filter and pore minimizer primer. But today I want to come and actually apply it the way that I like to apply my foundations. So hopefully these serve you. And now if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you are enjoying so far what you see. And my name is Jackeline, and I want to let you know a little bit more about my skin. I do have a light to medium skin tone. I do have some signs of aging, so I do have a little bit of fine lines here and there. I have a dry to normal skin. For the most part, it's dry, mostly on my forehead, and I do have a lot of fine lines right here on my smile lines, and I mean here on my eyes. I do also have a very sensitive, reactive skin, and I do have enlarged pores right here. My preferred type of foundation, it is a radiant foundation. That is my go-to. And now this is not a radiant foundation, but the day that I try it and then what I was able to try afterwards with the little sample cards that I had, I really enjoyed this foundation. So anyhow, let me just show you really quick. I know you have seen these all over the place. So carton box is like this. The foundation comes with 1 fluid ounces or 30 mLs. It is made in Italy. It has a bunch of different claims that have to do with the skincare. And again, please check my review of this foundation, so that way you can kind of like understand that part of what each of these skincare ingredients will do for your skin, or you know, supposed to do for your skin. Now when you take it out, the bottle is just so beautiful. It is a frosted bottle. Frosted is not my preferred type of packaging, although it's obviously luxury, beautiful, and it is aesthetically pleasing, but it's just sometimes hard to see the actual tone of the foundation. So that's the only thing sometimes with foundations, but other than that, I mean, obviously it's beautiful. And then it has this kind of like coppery cap right here. This part right here is plastic, this part is glass. This is the pump that it comes with, so that's perfect. Okay, now let's go into the application. Oh, and by the way, when you open up this bottle, or when you start squirting, you have about 12 months that it will be good for. I use today my Tatcha Dewy Cream, and I also have already applied my sunscreen. Okay, now let's go into the first thing that I will apply on my face. Is usually, this is kind of my ride or die. This is my Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. I will never remember the full name of this thing. This is a pore minimizer primer, and I always have to read it on the back. And usually I just apply it right here on my pore area, which are my cheeks and then my chin. Next, I'm gonna be using my Hollywood Flawless filter. I usually apply it not all over the face, but where I feel that I need that extra something. Now for the foundation, I'm gonna shake it really well, and I'm gonna apply it with a beauty blender. And what I learned during my first impressions, and because that was the only thing that I just had sample cards, it is that a little goes a long way. And now this is something really important to note. I do not like full coverage foundations on the daily. I will leave them, if I ever get to use one, it will be for, you know, at night type of going out, maybe. My ideal is light to medium or a true medium, and I do have a lot of freckles. I do not like to cover them, but I like them to, you know, kind of like diminish, camouflage them. That's it. So what I learned from that first impression, it is that a little goes a long way. So here I just squirted half a pump, and the foundation is a liquid foundation. It is not too runny, so it has some consistency in it. And I mentioned that day, a little goes a long way. Now this foundation is really tricky to be matched, what it seems like. So I will suggest, if you are around a Charlotte Tilbury store or a store that carries Charlotte Tilbury products, I would suggest get Match. And now if you're purchasing something from Charlotte Tilbury from her website, she has these sample cards, and she has them for like light skin tones and then a little bit on the darker spectrum too. Now this foundation comes in 44 shades, and it will actually give you an idea of how it will match your skin, at least that way. This color of foundation matched me really well, so I still have a little bit more on the palm of my hand. I'm just gonna apply it a little bit more on my cheeks, which are the areas that I have the most amount of freckles, also on my nose. I'm gonna blend it with my fingers. Now, I heard that some people have trouble, they say that it's a little bit too cakey, and that is because if you go with a full pump, you may be using too much of the foundation. That is just, I don't know, just an opinion. Okay, my friends, I'm going to be applying my full face of makeup, and then I will give you my comments about this foundation. Okay, my friends, I'm done applying my face of makeup. It's 8:54 in the morning, and this is how it looks like, the foundation, without any other setting powder or finishing powder. And now, like I said before, I want to wear the foundation like I wear my favorite foundations. That's the way that I want to do my follow-up today. And I'm going to be using my finishing powder, and this is the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder Glow. I love this powder. Some people, they think it is too more like a highlighter, but you need to use it with a very fluffy brush, and this is the brush that I use only for this powder. This is the IT Cosmetics brush. Doesn't say the number right here, but anyhow, it is just a very fluffy brush, and I just go all over the cup, dust off the excess, and then the way that I apply is first, just want you to see what's the difference on the foundation, okay? So I go first on the highest points of my cheeks, and then with the remainings, I go around it. And then by that time, I go to my nose, and then I don't touch my pore area. And I pass it again, just buff in everything on my face. Now I'm going to be using one of the setting sprays that I have been loving lately, and this is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultra Fine Mist. So I'm going to shake it really well, and this will make it glowy without any glitter or anything like that. Okay, friends, so now that I'm done, I'm gonna go ahead and continue with my day. I will give you maybe like 1 or 2 check-ins, and then I will give you a wrap-up of my thoughts about this foundation. Again, I already had my first impressions, so this will be just like a very, okay, this is what I think about this foundation after have worn it a couple times already. Okay, my friends, so if you want to know more, just stay tuned. Okay, my friends, so it is right now 2 o'clock, and I just want to give you a quick check-in regarding how the foundation is looking like. As you can tell, I mean, it's pretty flawless. It has, with a very small amount, you can get that coverage that I mentioned before, that medium, light to medium coverage. I'm sure you can build it up to a full coverage. I'm sure this foundation is full coverage, but you know, if you are not a person that likes full coverage, using a very little amount, it spreads really well. So you can see still my freckles right there. I just reapplied my lipstick not too long ago, and as you can tell, my pores, they don't look too emphasized. I do have primer right now, but overall doesn't look like my fine lines are being, you know, too emphasized. All right, my friends, so now just keep on watching. Okay, my friends, so this is my final check-in for the Airbrush Flawless Foundation, and it is right now 8:23 in the evening. Oops, if you can see right there, hopefully you do. Okay. So, I mean, I think you have seen from the mini clips of how the foundation has worn throughout the day. It does fade, but very gracefully. I was able to achieve that medium coverage with very little foundation. So I think this foundation, if you go overboard, it will definitely give you a completely like full coverage, but it can become, I shouldn't say cakey, but depending on your skin, it may look cakey. Like if you have very dry skin, it may not look its best if you apply too much. I think a little goes a long way. Now it does settle very little until my fine lines here. This is my driest area, my forehead, and I mean you have seen it from the clip, but it hasn't settled too much right here until these fine lines right here or these right here. Now I have to give something to this foundation. When I tried it previously on my first impressions video, I didn't have any texture on my face. I mean pretty much none. I just, like I mentioned in a clip, I went for a trip with my kids, actually 2 trips. One of those trips had, I mean, I was under really hot conditions, like the weather conditions were like crazy. It was 99, 100 degrees, and I was all day long in Disneyland, and then the first day at Universal Studios and the second day at Disneyland, and I was walking and walking, so I got these, you know, kind of like sun type of rush on my face, and I still have those little you know, dots everywhere. So, but if I see the foundation on the areas that I do not have that texture, it really looks pretty flawless, pretty nice, and it doesn't emphasize the texture either. Those little bumps, I mean, you couldn't see them like so profound, like so big of like, okay, here they are with a magnifying glass. I think this foundation is really beautiful. For me, having a dry skin, I really love it. Now today I apply it with the way that I apply other foundations that are on my rotation, the way that I like to apply my foundations, that powders that I like to use. I applied it this time my way, and I think my way is perfect. I really love it. I like it. I stand behind it. I think if you want to give it a try, like I said, if you have dry to normal skin, go light-handed. Do not put too much. And it has kind of like a soft matte finish, but it has a little subtle radiance, so you can work it out your way. Now if you have, and this will be perfect obviously for those with normal, even combination skin. Now for those who have oily skin, I cannot speak for them, but it has such a long-lasting power. It's just so good. I really enjoy this foundation. I'm happy I got it. The Magic Away foundation from Charlotte Tilbury, that wasn't my favorite one, so just to let you know that I think this takes the cake for me on her foundations. I really love it. I really love it, and that's all, my friends. This is all what I have to tell you. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you did so, please do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Also share it with somebody else, family, friends, that they may like this type of videos all about beauty. And don't forget, before you leave, please give me the opportunity and subscribe to my channel by ringing that red big subscribe button and ring the post notification bells. I would love to have you here more often. Thank you once again for the opportunity. Until the next time, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye.